Take a look. So here's the entry. So when you first come into Splash Bar, you can see that Virgil's just putting in all of the framing for the brewery room. So we're gonna have a TV up here with all the beers that are on tap and coming soon. We're gonna have a giant, massive chalkboard with kind of the story of Brian and New Zealand and all the kind of the stuff that goes on. And then this is all gonna be one huge, well, it's not one huge piece, but it's a bunch of tempered glass panels. Pretty much it's 8 feet wide by 6 feet high. So you're going to get a fantastic view of the brewery. We're going to have the big glass door right there. So that's kind of what it's starting to look like. So this area behind here is going to turn into a big, right back here is going to turn into a big storage area for the meantime. And then after that, it's going to turn into, it's going to transform into our cold storage room. So we're going to put a walk-in back there. So you can see there's our hef right there. Got, there's our applesauce. So we haven't got that. I need to still put the, so we just dropped the lager today. So we dropped the lager today. Haven't had a chance to put up the name inside the lager. It's actually called Tiger. So as you can see, what we've got is we've got the name of the beer. This is Fermentation Vessel 2. Name of the beer, the date it was born, what kind of beer it is, how many liters total are in the tank, and what temperature the tank should be sitting at. Here's our Jaws IPA. This Jaws IPA is going to come out at about 8% ABV. That's what we're estimating at. And then finally, you can see our Tiger Lager. This one just got dropped this morning. All right, here we go. So let's take a look at what we've got so far. So we've got the first, we got the wall put up right here. It's literally 5 o'clock. We're just through the last coat of paint up right now. It's temporary, so we're going to come back. So we're going to carry the wood all the way along the bottom here. So you can see we've cased in the glass, so that's all glass right there. Yeah, it looks like the wall's wet. Yeah, the wall's just still drying. That's how it is. We're just trying to get open. So Jen's going to come back, our little bartender / artist. She's going to put a really cool mural right there. It's going to look amazing. It's going to have a little story of where our brewer comes from, where all our product comes from around the world. So you can see we've started to put some of the lighting up. So we've got all the lighting going in up in the ceiling right here. This is going to stretch all the way down on both sides. We're going to really light up all the tanks, so at nighttime they just pop right out of the brewery room. So it's coming along, looking great. Remember, on the other side of this wall is going to be our, cooler, a walk-in cooler, and we're going to put a big piece of stainless steel with a catch drain, and we're going to direct draw right out of it. So we're going to have 4 to 6 taps coming right out of that wall right there with our beer. So looking good. All right, so we got Virgil in here. Virgil's putting together the walk-in. So we've got a 6 by 8 foot walk-in. It's going to fit right into place here. We've got a hole that's actually right there, a little channel. So we're going to cut out a little channel. On the other side, we've got a giant stainless steel beer serving unit with 12 taps in it and a giant spill tray. So, and a glass rinser also. So all these are going to port directly through. Just bring it in the pieces. He's going to put them all in place. So there's our glycol unit. So you can see that the beer guys come in and start to install the glycol system. So these are just going to jack into the side of the tanks right here. The glycol system's going on the other side of the bar right there over by all the taps. And that'll chill everything that's running in this glycol line. So everything will be nice and cold. We're going to deliver really, really cold beer right to the lines. Wait, all right, so we got Todd in here. Todd's putting the one of the EV kegs together. So you see he takes the bag, slips the bag over the spear, and puts it up in there and twists it on.
Right. Makes it look really easy.
Yeah, look at look at that. Look at the skill in this guy. Yellow, yeah. I could Photoshop those in maybe. Out, or you know. Yeah. All right. So you got this bag on the spear. Now he squeezes it. Squeezes, squeezes, squeeze. He's trying to squeeze the air out of the bag. Yeah. Got it. What happened?
I just think
All right.
easier to just twist the whole thing around because then you're putting it and twisting it back the other way. So interesting.
Twist the bag up. Get all the air out of it.
No, you won't be able to. Shouldn't be able to do that. Darren can grab it.
Whoa.
Got a seal, baby. Sweet.
And put it in the hole. Got to be careful not to pinch the bag on the neck down there. Once you get it in there. And locked into place. There you go. Now it's locked into place. Now Todd's going to take the manifolds. And there we go. So now what he's going to do is he's going to add CO2 into the tank. So he's going to take a CO2 line. He's going to run it into the tank to pressurize it to remove all of the air inside of the inside of the vessel, but outside of the bag. So he's going to inflate the bag to remove all the air on the outside, and he's going to pressurize the bag to 1 bar or 45 psi. So here we go. We're going to got it locked in. So basically, it's quarter turn. Okay, it's quarter turn. Squeeze the handle, and then it's good. Squeeze the handle and then push down. It locks it into place. There you go. Now what he's going to do is he's going to gas it off a couple times as he's filling it. So he's just turning it, so get it ready, and he's going to slowly turn the switch down. There we go. And if you listen real quiet, you can hear the air come out of the outside of the tank right here. You can actually feel it. I can feel the air with my hand as it escapes. It's being forced out from the bag, expanding. There we go. So you can clearly hear the air from the CO2 going into the tank. So we got a good seal. You can actually hear the bag expanding inside. You can hear the crinkle of the bag. Looking good. So we're going to wait till it gets to 45 psi, and then we're going to go ahead and 10 psi. And then once it gets to 10 psi, we're going to lock it up, and then we're going to come back and we're going to leave this on. We're just going to tie into the side of the tank, and we're going to pour it right down into here, and then we're going to fill the bag. So what we're doing is we're getting all of the oxygen out of the actual vessel in the bag. We want all the oxygen out. We only want it full of CO2. CO2 and beer.